Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Ashata Desata Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Bhakta Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Bhakta Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Rama Hare. Just go on for another couple of minutes. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
It's really not hard to manage because it's have to be very far
Ram
for you to be both here and there. So you're not really
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Sankirtanya Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Gaura Premanande
Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna to all the dear devotees of ISKCON Manchester congregation and anybody who's joined us from around the country. Very, very warm welcome on a slightly cold and very, very windy evening in England. So it's best we stay in the comforts of our home and join together with the devotees to have our monthly Bhajan Sandhya program. Am I still in the spotlight, Sumedh?
Yes. Well,
I'd rather the guest be in the spotlight now.
sorry, I'll do that now. There we go.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Abhishek, Prabhu.
So once again, very, very warm welcome everyone to our monthly Bhajan Sandhya program. We all know every third Friday of the month, we try and bring on one special guest from our extended congregation in England and sometimes from around the world. And today we have with us a very special guest, our dear Abhishek Prabhu. Abhishek Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Hari bol, hari bol, hari bol. Hare Krishna, Abhishek Prabhu. Thank you very much for dialing in. So Abhishek Prabhu, just a quick introduction. It's not his first time on this show. Last time he appeared on our show was in August 2020, and he was a co-host, co-actor, co-presenter. At that point, we were with Ananda Mataji in August, and Abhishek Prabhu was supporting with the instruments. So he's not new to the program, but today he's the main chief guest, special guest. So Abhishek Prabhu, just a quick introduction, has been born and brought up in a devotee family. So the values of the Bhakti movement are ingrained in his system. He's also a very, very qualified Vaishnava devotee, and also holds a very, very responsible position at work. He's an expert with finance and technology. And tonight he's going to share with us some wonderful bhajans. Is everybody okay to hear me? Is my voice audible?
It's a little bit quiet, but we can hear you.
Is it? Okay. Try again.
It's a little bit quiet, actually, but everybody else's is loud. I have mine on full volume to hear you, Madhava Prabhuji.
Haribol, is that better?
A little, not much.
I don't know what I can do. Is that any better?
A little bit. A little bit.
Okay, never mind. I'm not the one you're meant to hear. let me bring on Abhishek Prabhu for tonight. So Abhishek Prabhu, please accept a very, very warm welcome on behalf of ISKCON Manchester congregation. And I'd like to call upon you to say a few words and then perhaps take us into the first bhajan for the night that you've chosen for us.
Well, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I can't see everyone, but can you quickly just let me know if you can hear me okay?
We can see and we can hear you okay, Prabhu.
Fantastic. So I offer my humble obeisances to all of you wonderful Vaishnavas. So I'd like to extend a special word of thanks and gratitude to Sumedh and Dhruv, Prabhu, for doing such an amazing service by hosting these sessions. I think that I feel personally humbled to be offered the opportunity to serve you all this evening. And without any further ado, maybe we should begin. So let us begin this evening by taking a few moments to really seek the blessings of the acharyas. So I'm going to play a little background music just for helping us just to set a nice, peaceful, calming mood before we begin our bhajans this evening. So if you may join me. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Gyananjana-shalakaya Chakshurum militam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani chadine nirvishesha sunnavadi paschata deshitadine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone please raise your hands and chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I offer my respectful obeisances to Srila Prabhupada and all of the assembled devotees here this evening. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. I offer my humble obeisances to the Panchatattva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Acharya, Sri Gadadhar Pandit, Sri Srivasacharya. I humbly request your blessings, dear devotees, that this evening that you can be tolerant with me, as I am not qualified to speak about the glories of Lord Nityananda. I am not qualified to share anything really. And so only by your mercy and your blessings can we welcome Srila Prabhupada to be present with us this evening. And by his mercy and by his grace, as we dive deeper into the bhajans and the glories of Lord Nityananda, maybe something can happen in our hearts this evening. It's very important whenever we come together in Sangha like this to set our intention. So what is our intention for this evening? Our intention is to seek the blessings and to somehow engage ourselves in service for the pleasure of Lord Nityananda. So it's very important that we understand, and even though I may have grown up in a home, a Vaishnava home, a devotee home, still I don't know anything. I don't know anything. What do I know? What can I say about Lord Nityananda? I can only share, we can only learn through the process of hearing from those who know. And bhajans is a fantastic opportunity for us to do that. So who is he? Who is Lord Nityananda? Who is this personality that we're going to be discussing and singing the praises of this evening? It's so important for us to understand, isn't it? Can I get a thumbs up? Yes? Is it important to know? Yeah. So, Lord Nityananda, he is the source of all incarnations. In whatever way one might approach Krishna, Lord Nityananda, he has only one service. He has only one mood. And what is that? His only concern is how he can serve Krishna, how he can serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This Lord Nityananda, who we are speaking about this evening, who we are going to sing about, he is Lord Balaram, who is appearing as Lord Nityananda. And it's quite an interesting dynamic for those of us who are more familiar with Lord Krishna's different appearances. We know that when he appears as Lord Ram, this same Nityananda, this same Lord Balaram, he appears as Lakshman, right? And so we know that Lord Ram, he actually suffers a lot. When he appears as Lord Ram, he suffers a lot. And Lakshman at the time, or Lord Nityananda at that time, upon his own desire and will, he took it upon himself to share that load of suffering. He traveled with Lord Ram into the forest to bear all that suffering. But when he comes in the next appearance as Balaram, this Balaram comes as Krishna's elder brother. Why? Because he's only interested in one thing. He wants to make Krishna's experiences the best experiences. So as young boys like we are right now, well, maybe I'm a little older than a young boy, but for most of you, you're still young gentlemen, young men, young boys. Krishna and Balaram would share such beautiful exchanges together. They would fight playfully like bulls, banging their heads together and really just having fun with each other. They would wrestle around all over the ground. And then, after they were tired from all the playing, Balaram would lay back. The same Nityananda as Balaram would lay back in the feet and the lap of another cowherd boy. And Krishna would go to massage his feet. Right? This is Lord Nityananda. So, we can understand that Lord Nityananda is a very special person. That's why we are spending this evening tonight to hear and to chant his glories. Correct? Right. So, I'm sure you are more interested in hearing the bhajans and singing along with us, right? So I promise you we're going to do that. But I think it's very important that we really first set our mind, really bring the mercy, beg for the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, beg for the mercy of the Acharyas, so we get to understand who Lord Nityananda is. And that when we sing his names, when we sing the glories of him, he may become manifest and give us his blessings and his mercy. So with your permission, we can embark on singing the first bhajan for this evening. But I would like to ask one question before we begin. And maybe Sumedh, either yourself or Dhruv can answer this for me. We have 3 bhajans that we would like to do this evening, okay? And with your permission, would it be okay to share a few anecdotal stories about Nityananda Prabhu in between? Will that be okay with you?
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we'd love to hear the glories of Nityananda Mahaprabhu as well. So that'd be great.
Fantastic. I'm here to serve you, so if that's okay, then wonderful. So the bhajans that we've selected this evening are threefold. One is named Jaya Jaya Nityananda, Rohini Kumar. The other one is going to be Nadia Gudrume Nityananda Mahajan. And what's the third one, Dhruv?
Not sure, Prabhuji.
You have them? Yes, the third one is Boris Sukir Gabor Guy. Right. Okay. So let us begin this evening with the first one. Jaya Jaya Nityananda, Rohini Kumar.
Maybe we can do the translation first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Sumedh,
Would you be able to bring up the translation for everyone to read together?
Yes. Sumedh is just going to do that. Jaya Jaya Nityananda, Rohini Kumar. There you go.
Perhaps we can have either Dhruv or Sumedh, or maybe you can call one of the other members on the call tonight to read the translation for us.
Yeah.
I
We
like.
can just take turns. Someone volunteered. Is that Dhruv's mommy?
Can I read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a breath.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Glory, glory to Lord Nityananda. He is Lord Balram himself. To deliver the fallen sinners, he extends his two arms. His half words spoken in a choked voice are the sweetest nectar. Whoever he sees, he hugs in the ecstasy of spiritual love. His eyes are always restless. They are like two black bees flying among golden lotus flowers. Lord Nitai is the master of mercy. Seeing the people tormented by troubles, he strings for them a necklace of Lord Hari's holy names. To person after person, he gives that necklace. The arrogant blasphemer and sinners he rips into shreds. To the poor fallen people, he gives the gift of ecstatic spiritual love. Calling out, "Oh, oh Gauranga," he falls to the ground. His whole body is soaked with tears. In his heart, Vrindavan Das thinks, now Lord Nityananda is like a golden mount, Sumeru, fallen to the ground. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for reading that. That was really nice of you. Thank you so much, Manji.
Thank you.
So everyone can see the words, right? It's nice and simple and easy to follow. So maybe if everyone goes on mute, I will lead here and I will do the chorus without singing. That will be your opportunity to sing. And like that, we can continue for this bhajan. The devotees who are going to be joining me are going to be joining me for the next two bhajans. So for this one, it's just going to be me and your voices and the harmonium, if that's okay with you. All right? Can you hear me okay with the harmonium?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, it looks like my dear brother and friend has arrived, Raj Sundar Prabhu. He's very kindly come to accompany the kirtan this evening, the bhajan this evening, and he needs no introduction. He is my senior in every respect, and by his mercy, I'm learning what it is to really understand and get some kind of opportunity of serving Sri Nitai Gaurari. So we are very grateful to him for being here this evening. And so let us now begin.
Are we able to see him as well?
In a little bit, we'll adjust the camera in a little bit, okay? Okay. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Rohini Kumar Patita Udara Lagi Subhabu Pasara. This will be your turn. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Rohini Kumar
Wonderful, bro. Thank you so much. That was very nice. Just some quick thoughts. It was a perfect tune and a perfect mood. I was feeling like for those of you who've been to Mayapur, there are all those little shops and so many things to look around. And then there is a bhajan kutir at the entrance where there is constant chanting going on. So it was sounding like we are wandering here in Manchester doing this, that, and the other. And the sound, the holy names are emanating from the bhajan kutir, pulling us, trying to attract our attention to Nityanand Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the holy names of the Lord. Well, that was very nice, wonderful, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your kind words of encouragement. I hope one day we can live up to that for real. That would be awesome. So with your permission once more, may I please share a short little story before we do the next bhajan. Is that okay?
Please, go on.
So this story is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Adi Leela, where Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is sharing just how Lord Nityananda is so merciful that he is constantly giving his love and his ecstatic mercy to the most fallen of people. For those of us who are more familiar with the Gaura Leela, Chaitanya Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita pastimes, we are all very familiar with the pastime of Jagaya Madhava, right? Everyone knows that. But what was really interesting and why I want to share the story with everyone this evening is that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is taking such a humble position that in introducing this mercy of Lord Nityananda, he says that I am the most unfortunate, most fallen person, and somehow Lord Nityananda has given me his mercy. So we can see the mood of a Vaishnava, the mood of a devotee, is that no matter what, he is thinking himself even lower than Jagaya Madhava, right? And so the story is actually about his experience. And I think it's really important as we try and develop our relationship with Nityananda Prabhu, that we can learn in the footsteps of Krishnadas Kaviraj by maintaining this mood of humility. So what is the story about? This story actually begins with the narration of one of the servants of Nityananda Prabhu. This servant's name was Miniketana Ramdas. Miniketana Ramdas, right? And he is described in Chaitamrita as one who was a reservoir of love. Can you imagine what it must be like to be around someone who is a reservoir of love? This is just a servant of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he used to host kirtans in his home. And one time, this servant of Nityananda Prabhu, Miniketana Ramdas, comes to participate. And when he arrives, he goes blissfully to go and sit in the courtyard where the kirtan is taking place. And immediately all the assembled devotees or Vaishnavas, they paid their obeisances to this amazing Vaishnava who would come to participate. And just try and understand, it's very important, and I hope I can share this because it was such a beautiful pastime to hear and to read myself. This Ramdas, he was in such love and ecstasy that when devotees would come to pay their obeisances at his feet, in the mood of love and ecstasy that he was in, he would playfully jump onto their shoulders while they were paying obeisances to him, playfully offering their love to him. He would reciprocate like this. Sometimes he used to play the flute as well. So sometimes he would give them a whack while they were paying obeisances. He'd whack them with the flute. Sometimes he'd take his hand and give them a lovingly smack them on the back. So like this, we can understand just how merciful Vaishnavas are. It is said that when the devotees would look into the eyes of Ramdas, he was filled with such love that he would incessantly have tears coming out of his eyes. And just by observing him, looking at him, their eyes, those devotees' eyes who are looking at him, they would start to feel their tears coming down out of their eyes. Right? This is a servant of Nityananda Prabhu. We're not talking about Nityananda Prabhu yet. We're talking about his servant, Ramdas. Such is the love that he has received from Nityananda Prabhu that he is ecstatically just being situated in this kirtan. He's just got love in the form of tears rolling down his eyes. And so, while he would be in kirtan, sometimes he would experience some ecstatic symptoms. Sometimes he would have his hair stand on end. Sometimes, while being in kirtan, one limb will become really stiff, another limb will become very nimble. Right? And when he would shout out Lord Nityananda, Nitai, when he would shout out the names of Nityananda, everyone around him will be completely amazed and astounded by this, to see him shout with such love for Nityananda Prabhu. So, like this, one time he was there visiting in the home of Krishnadas Kaviraj, and when he was doing this, he arrived at a time when there was a pujari whose name was Gunanarva Mishra, I think his name was.
No,
Yeah. And he was also a very dear devotee of the Lord, and he was busy offering arti at the time. And he didn't take the opportunity to welcome or to acknowledge Ramdas when he appeared, when he arrived into the hall. And so what happened was, Miniketana Ramdas, he took his seat in the courtyard, and because he wasn't acknowledged, he became, or respected, he became angered by this. Right? He became angered by this. Why has the devotee not offered any respect like this? So he spoke out. Ramdas, he speaks out, and he says that this Brahmin didn't show any honor to Lord Balaram. Right? He got angry. This person didn't show any honor to Lord Balaram. And what did he do? Did he chastise him? No. What he did was, he danced and he chanted to his full capacity. This is someone who is in love. This is someone who is experiencing love. This is someone who has received mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. He cannot tolerate when someone does not acknowledge Lord Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu. And how does he react to this? By chanting and dancing to his heart's full extent. And after doing this, before leaving, he blesses everyone in the assembly that had come for the kirtan. And at that time, something controversial happened, just as he was leaving. And this is just the tail end of the first part of the story. Okay? Just before he could leave, Ramdas can leave, he had a controversial issue with Krishnadas's brother. And what is the issue? The issue was very simple. That this brother of his had full faith in Lord Chaitanya, but a glimmer of faith in Lord Nityananda. Right? Full faith in Lord Chaitanya, but just a glimmer of faith in Lord Nityananda. And so, because of this, in the mind of Sri Ramdas, he became extremely unhappy. So unhappy that he breaks his flute and leaves. Naturally, Krishnadas Kaviraj, he starts to rebuke his brother. And he's reminding him, do you not understand that these two brothers are like one body? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu are Krishna and Balaram. They are one person. How can you love one without the other? And he says, it is better you be an atheist and, slay Krishna and Balaram, slay Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Better be an atheist like that than to love one and not the other. This is the advice Krishnadas is giving to his brother. So like this, one of the pastime is that this is how that interaction happens. So what can we learn from this first part of the story? That one who receives the mercy of Lord Nityananda, the servant, Sri Ramdas, we can see that he is carrying ecstatic love within his heart. And he wants to offer that love and share that with everyone that is around him. What does he not tolerate? He does not tolerate anyone who does not acknowledge, does not tolerate anyone who does not love fully Lord Balaram, who is Lord Nityananda. Right? So we can understand that it's not okay to just love Lord Chaitanya and not Lord Nityananda. We can't look at Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda and go, oh, I really am attracted to Lord Chaitanya. No, but not so much Lord Nityananda. That is bogus. Krishnadas is saying, rather be an atheist. You have a better chance of receiving mercy than to think like that. Because Krishna and Balaram are one. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are one. One body. And Nityananda Prabhu, he comes with the rest of the Panchatattva. They appear to help Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to facilitate and enact their pastimes. How will Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ever be pleased if someone does not accept Nithai? He will not accept them. So the only way we can accept or receive the mercy, rather, of Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu is to maintain the mood of humility and understand just how important it is to acknowledge, not only acknowledge, but understand and learn and develop a relationship with Nityananda Prabhu. Because without him, we are nothing. So that's part one of the story. There's a really exceptionally beautiful part that's coming in part two on what happens, how Nityananda Prabhu reciprocates. So I hope you will stay and you will not leave. And you'll get to hear that after the third bhajan. Okay? So now we'll do the second one. So dear devotees, I will ask, what is your preference? We can sing Borasugir Kabogai first, or we can sing Nadia Gudrumenam. What would you like?
Ooh, your call, Prabhu.
Is it my call? Which would be like Gudruma? Yeah? Okay. So let's do Nadia Gudruma Nityananda Mahajan.
Jai Haribol.
So can one of the devotees please read the translation before we begin?
Dhruv, would you like to?
Sure, I'll read. In the land of Nadia, on the island of Godruma, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of the holy name, meant for the deliverance of all fallen souls. O people of faith, O people of faith, by the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg these three requests of you. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and teach others about Krishna. Being careful to remain free of offenses. Just take the holy name of the Lord Krishna. Krishna as your mother, Krishna as your father, and Krishna as the treasure of your life. Giving up all sinful activities, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Lord Krishna. The showing of compassion to other souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion. Hare Krishna.
So we can see before we start that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is suggesting to all of us who are on here this evening that if you want to show your compassion, what should we do? We should chant with our loudest possible love and voices so that everyone around us can benefit. Okay? Nadia Godrume Nandamaja Nadia Godrume Nandamaja Adiya Jaya Bhakta Jivera Kara Adiya Jaya Bhakta Jivera Kara Nadia Prabhu
Thank you.
Prabhu ki
Jai.
Jai.
Haribol, Haribol, Prabhu. Thank you so much. That was so wonderful, Prabhu. This bhajan, Nityanand's glorification, I'm happy to share is actually the seed bhajan of this Bhajan Sandhya program we have been doing for the last 2 years in Manchester. About 2 years ago, Amrita Gopal Mataji, she's an ex-Peace Corps worker. She works as a primary school teacher in the Watford area. She visited Manchester a couple of years ago, and she introduced us to this bhajan. She sang it, and from that point onwards, we decided that we will have at least one Friday a month dedicated to singing bhajans only. So this bhajan is the seed bhajan for this Bhajan Sandhya event, and also very, very dear to our hearts. Short bhajan, very sweet, so easy. Some of us have memorized it, and we sing it with a lot of energy sometimes. So thank you for bringing that out today. Sumedh, you have a little bit to say?
I was just going to say, I again really, really like this bhajan. This is one of my favorites. It's again, like you said, a very nice and short and sweet bhajan. And I think it really does put very simply, like these bhajans, we had a little call with Abhishek Prabhu earlier, and he said one of the things about bhajans is they put very esoteric, deep truths, and they put it in very simple language. And so whatever study we do of scripture and go through in so much depth of philosophical understanding, it comes back only down to this conclusion. Krishna is our mother, Krishna is our father, Krishna is the treasure of our life. And so therefore we should sing his names and we should glorify him. And it's just wonderfully put in this bhajan, and I thought how beautiful that is. It's so simple, yet so deep at the same time. So I thought I just want to say thank you so much for very kindly singing this. And again, I can't wait to hear the explanation and the pastime now, the second bit, as we carry on.
Oh, well.
Bro, I think
Yeah.
I was gonna say just very quickly. Every Friday, otherwise, we have been recently reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Today, of course, is an exception because we're doing bhajans. We picked up two very short verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. They emphasize the importance of Nityanand Prabhu and help us recognize who Nityanand Prabhu is. So I'm just going to take a quick couple of minutes to ask Dhruv to read those verses from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and keep us in tune with reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita and also remembering and knowing Nityanand Prabhu better. Dhruv, are you ready? Sumedh, if you can give him share right, so you can share the screen.
Yeah, I'll share.
Or Sumedh, if you want to bring up Adi Leela 5.
No, I've got it.
You've got it?
Okay, Dhruv. Sorry, Dhruv.
I had it before.
Adi, well,
Can you all see this?
it's coming through.
Yeah, we can see it.
There you go. Yes, please. So this is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 5.156 first and then 7.
So I'll start off by reading the translation. Lord Chaitanya is the same Lord Krishna. Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram. Lord Nityananda fulfills all of Lord Chaitanya's desires. So for the Sanskrit, Shri Chaitanya say Krishna Nityananda Ram Nityananda Purna Kare Chaitanyera Kam. And for the next verse, translation is, the ocean of Lord Nityananda's glories is infinite and unfathomable. Only by his mercy can I touch even a drop of it. In the Sanskrit, Nityananda Mahima Sindhu Ananta Pa Ekakana Sparsi Matra Sekripa Tanha.
So this is totally in line with what Abhishek Prabhu was saying right at the start, that Nityanand Prabhu's only purpose is to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and ensure that he has amazing pastime. So just a little something to keep us in sync with the Chaitanya Charitamrita readings that we do otherwise every Friday. Over to you, Abhishek. Sorry to take away a little bit.
No, please. That was so beautiful. Whenever we read from Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's like you just want to keep going and going and going, you know.
Thank you, Dhruv.
Thank you for sharing that also. It's just, I appreciate your words of encouragement, and to hear that this Bhajan, Nityananda, Nadia Gudrume Nityananda Mahajan has been the seed offering for this process of your Bhajan evening. We can see that Nityananda Prabhu's mercy must be present, right? Because it's continued to flourish over such a long period of time. And I once again want to offer my respects to all of you for doing such an amazing service and for keeping it going. It means that you must be in favor of Lord Nityananda. And therefore, I would like to be at your lotus feet, hopefully trying to get some of your mercy. So, with your permission, I would like now to share part 2. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu, we're eagerly waiting.
Okay. Well, this part is really exciting because it's going to, when I was reading it again, hearing it again, it made me realize that I've yet to truly see Lord Nityananda. So by a show of hands, how many of us think we've seen Lord Nityananda as yet? Can you raise your hands?
By his mercy, possibly, yes. And in his DT forums in our houses, yes.
Absolutely. Right? So in some ways, we have seen the Lord. But how many of us can describe him in its full glory? That is where, for myself personally, it becomes a little difficult. But here comes part 2. And why I'm asking this question is because within your mind's eye, in the depth of your heart, we have an opportunity, if you can either close your eyes and listen to the next piece, or if you're able to keep your eyes open, just try and envision this description of what's about to happen. So a quick recap. We understand that Ramdas had come to participate, the servant of Nityananda Prabhu had come to participate in the Kirtan. Lord Balaram was not being acknowledged, and therefore he got upset and he broke his flute and he had left. Krishnadas had then also rebuked his brother by saying, how dare you not understand how this works? Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram. Krishna and Balaram are one. And in doing so, what happened when Ramdas had broken his flute and left? Because he had offended the devotee of Nityananda Prabhu, he had fallen down. And that moment he had fallen down. What does fallen down mean? It means that he was not able to maintain his sadhana, not able to maintain his practice. Right? That connection which he had been broken. Right? And that's a devastating thing. It's a devastating thing, actually. So part 2 is now describing the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Because Krishnadas had taken the opportunity to help his brother understand and was helping him know the constitutional position, who is Nityananda Prabhu, because he was helping him understand this, he had the blessing of Lord Nityananda appearing to him in his dream that very night. Right? Can you imagine what it must be to see Nityananda Prabhu in your dream? It's certainly something that I hope happens one day. And if it has happened for you, then I'm very grateful. I'm very happy for you too. But I hope that day comes for me. So what happens? In his dream, Lord Nityananda appears. And Krishnadas, upon seeing Nityananda Prabhu, pays his obeisances to the feet of Lord Nityananda. And what does Lord Nityananda do to reciprocate? He takes his lotus feet and places it upon the head of Krishnadas. Just thinking about Nityananda Prabhu's feet on our head, it gives me goosebumps. But this is what happens. So now, as I said, comes the description of which I don't think words I could ever come up with will ever describe it as beautifully as Krishnadas Kaviraj does. He starts to describe, as he picks his head up from the floor of paying his obeisances, he starts to describe Nityananda Prabhu having a glossy, blackish complexion, who was standing in a tall, heroic stance. His arms, his legs, and his body had been beautifully formed, and his eyes in the most beautiful lotusly shaped form as well. He was wearing the most beautiful silk cloth, and his head tied a silk turban. Upon his face, he had gold earrings. On his arms, he had gold armlets and golden bangles. And this is a very beautiful description. He says that on his feet, he had tinkling anklets. And upon his body had sandalwood paste smeared. This body of Nityananda Prabhu had beautiful tilak markings all around it. And his movements surpassed that of a maddened elephant. Can you imagine this tall, heroic, strong character? His moving about is described to surpass that of a maddened elephant. His beauty is described to be more beautiful than 10,000 moons. His teeth, pearlescent and reddish from chewing betel. And his body swayed as he sat in front of Krishnadas, swayed to and fro. With a very deep voice, Nityananda Prabhu was chanting, Krishna, Krishna. And as Krishnadas is taking darshan of Nityananda Prabhu, he sees that he's moving his reddish stick around like a fierce lion. And just at his feet are all his beloved devotees, who are described to be like bumblebees floating about, dressed as cowherd boys, playing the flute, playing the bugles, and screaming and chanting, Krishna, Krishna. Like this, these devotees of Nityananda Prabhu are all surrounded by his feet. Some of his devotees were there fanning him with the chamara. And then, after taking in this most opulent view of Nityananda Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu starts to speak to him. So for all of us here who are present this evening, if you ever had a desire to be in Vrindavan Dham, Sri Vrindavan Dham, I know I certainly do, and I'm sure most of you do too. Pay attention. He starts to speak, and he says, my dear Krishnadas, don't be afraid. Go to Vrindavan, for there you will obtain everything. All things will be obtained in Vrindavan. And so, after saying this, he takes his hand and then directs him in his dream to go to Vrindavan. And like that, the dream comes to an end. So, we can understand, Krishnadas is saying that he was ordered by Nityananda Prabhu himself to go to Vrindavan. And what happened when he arrived in Vrindavan? By the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, he got to receive the association and the special mercy of Swarup Damodar. He got to receive the special mercy and association through instruction of the 6 Goswamis. And like this, eventually he was able to take darshan and actually see Govinda, who is roaming around Sri Vrindavan Dham. And Krishnadas says, there are no words to describe the beauty of Govinda. But this is the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, that when we are at his lotus feet, by his blessing and by his mercy, he'll allow us the entrance into Sri Vrindavan Dham, because he is the expansion of Krishna, who is facilitating everything for him. by His mercy, by His grace, we will one day hopefully be allowed that opportunity to enter Sri Vrindavan. And like this, Krishnadas concludes that he then got the beautiful service and his connection to serve Krishna in the form of Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan. So, my dear devotees, we can see that no matter what might happen around us, sometimes a family member may need some loving encouragement, sometimes a stranger might need some loving encouragement, sometimes we ourselves need that encouragement. What do? We take shelter of the Vaishnavas, we take shelter of these bhajans, and most importantly, we take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu. Because without him, we are absolutely nothing. So thank you for allowing me to share the second part. I hope you enjoyed the description of how beautiful and opulent Nityananda Prabhu is. So with your permission, now we will do the third bhajan for the evening.
Prabhuji, yeah, that was an amazing description. As you said, words aren't sufficient in describing the beauty of the Lord. So that's such is the nature of the beauty of the Lord. And as you said, then describing the beauty of Lord Govinda, I've probably said this before on Bhajan Sandhya, but there was a phrase I've read in Rupa Goswami says, that is, if you want to maintain your attachments to your family, to your country, to your nation, to your loved ones, don't go to Govinda.
Yeah.
Because once you go there, he's so sweet, he's so loving that you might actually forget everything else. I think that you wonderfully summarize that. And then also the glorification of the Vaishnavas, headed by Nityananda Mahaprabhu, for only it's their mercy that can allow us to progress in our devotion. I think that was a wonderful description. So, yes, we're ready to go into the final bhajan.
I'm an unqualified parrot, Prabhu, so I'm just sharing what I'm hearing. So thank you so much for allowing the opportunity to do that. Yes, let's finish off. And why this last bhajan is very important, because it reinforces that if we are here right now trying to follow this path of bhakti, this bhajan is in glorification of Nityananda Prabhu, who had begun this Sankirtan movement in Surabhi Kunj, which is not too far from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's home, just almost down the street, really. If you've not been, I highly recommend you go sometime. But the reason why, if we have a love for the holy name, if we have an attachment to the holy name, then this bhajan is specifically glorifying Nityananda Prabhu, who had begun the Sankirtan movement and allowing us now, 500 odd years later, to participate. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that 100%, that's so true. And actually, when we think about it, we're very much nothing without the mercy of these great Vaishnavas.
Jai. So if you can please bring up the words or the translation very quickly. Any volunteers to read?
Madhava Kumar Prabhu, do you want to?
Yeah, I could read a few. Who's that? Someone volunteered?
Someone volunteered on the
This is Lalita Priti.
Oh, Hare Krishna Mataji, please go ahead. You can read the first four.
I am singing news of great happy tidings. Lord Nityananda himself has opened a marketplace of holy name in Surabhi Kunja. The news of its great results is that he is selling the pure holy name in the marketplace for the price of only one's faith.
Wow.
Lord Nityananda, the proprietor of the market, seeing all the devotees become attracted, is selling them the holy name after bargaining with them. Oh, brother, if you want to buy the holy name, then go with me. We must go to the presence of that great soul, Nityananda. You will buy the name of Krishna. I will take my commission and all of your desires will be fulfilled. Jai. Lord Nityananda is greatly merciful. Taking only one's faith, he gives the highest ecstasy. If Nitai sees only once the tears in the eyes while chanting the name Gaura, he will give all resources to that person. He gives the pure teachings of Krishna to everyone and does not care for one's birth, wealth, knowledge, and strength. Now, giving up the illusory snare of Maya, either remain in household life or in forest as a sannyasi, for no more troubles remain. There is no more fear of the age of Kali. The merciful Nityananda gives the holy name to even the Chandalas. Bhaktivinoda calls out, except for the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, there is no other shelter.
Ijai.
Aye.
So, dear devotees, what we understand is there's only one thing Nityananda Prabhu wants from us is your faith. That's what he's saying. This is what he's come to do. He is the broker. He is here brokering the love of Krishna. All that is required is our faith. So let us now chant together.
Hari 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 Bol. Hey Krishna. That was wonderful, Prabhu. One devotee, Mataji, just sent in a comment saying it feels like Nityan Theodashi is today, not a week later. You created that mood for us. Wonderful. The first time I came across Nityanand Prabhu's name as Khora Nitai was when I saw the deities Khora Nitai and Mayapur Shashi in ISKCON Scotland, Karuna Bhavan. And then later on, we heard Agnidev Prabhu singing. And then finally the meaning, like, we understood Khora Nitai, the broker of the holy name of the Lord. Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much for being such a wonderful Vaishnav group to come together and to have this opportunity to discuss the glories of Lord Nityananda, to share these bhajans with each other. I am your servant, and I am very grateful for this opportunity once again. And I pray to the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu to really shower his merciful glance upon all of you and really fill your lives with ecstasy and devotional service, and that hopefully you can also pray for me to be a recipient of his love and care. But I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for this evening. And my final conclusion would be to chant the Vanchakalpa prayers. So if you may please join me. Vanchakalpa Dhruvyaschā Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Ditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavin Ki.
Thank you, Abhishek Prabhu. On the call, we also have temple seniors, Gauranath Prabhu and Madhava Prabhu, and Kumar Govinda Prabhu is also there. Do you have any comments, any last closing words? You're on mute, Gauranath.
It was such an amazing Kirtan. Abhishek Prabhu was really enthusiastic, fully fired up, as they say. And he's fired up, and he's also, making others motivated very much. Very sweet Kirtan and wonderful mood he has, and the nice stories. That story was very good. Like in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita introduction, we discussed the same story. Prabhuji narrated it so nicely. Prabhu, I know that you are extremely busy. Sumedh tells me about you quite a lot. Sumedh is my son. So irrespective of your busy schedule, you have given us this time. We are very grateful to you. Thank you so much. Any comments, Rama Prabhu, Rajkumar Govinda Prabhu, how you felt?
Prabhuji, thank you so much for this wonderful, organizing this wonderful program, and my special obeisances in gratitude to Abhishek Prabhu. for giving us this wonderful nectar in 1.5 hours. Krishna consciousness is very simple. I heard in one of the class that we need three things: Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan, and Hari Prasad. There was Hari Katha in the beginning, then there was a Hari Kirtan, and in a few minutes we are going to have some Hari Prasad at our house now. So, and I'm sure we're going to have Hari Prasad at the house. And right now we are limited to do Prasadam together. But this is the the nectar and the beauty of Krishna conscious devotee's life. Our life is very simple. What we need is just Krishna's glories, Krishna's katha, and the devotees association and take prasadam together. So my gratitude to Abhishek Prabhu for giving us this wonderful, wonderful 1.5 hours in glorification of Nityananda. I wish it can go more and more, but we have to respect the time limitations as well. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, and thank you all the devotees for being today on the Zoom call today.
Abhishek Prabhu is also a senior youth leader in his own stride, and we hope that we will continue to associate with him, and some of the young members of ISKCON Manchester congregation can take some inspiration and motivation and support from him in days to come.
Rajkumar Govinda.
It was simply wonderful, and we pray that Lord Nityananda enter into our hearts. We try to clean our hearts, and Lord Nityananda would enter in our heart, and we just pray. It was wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you for giving us your association. Thank you.
Good. As Sumedh Radhika Mataji said that, we felt like it is Nityananda Dashi today. So good. Thank you, Prabhu.
This feels very embarrassing for me to say this, but because I feel I didn't realize we had such an audience this evening. So I need to please ask for your forgiveness if I have caused any offenses in any way for my presentation this evening. And I'm so grateful for your mercy and for your encouraging words. And as I said, I'm but your servant, and I'm nothing without your blessings and mercy. So please forgive me for any of my shortcomings.
You are setting a wonderful example, Prabhu, in every respect for the youth and for the, for the adults and seniors as well. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. We'll call the evening a close.
Just one quick announcement. One quick announcement from ISKCON Manchester. This Sunday is a special day. It is the disappearance of Srila Madhvacharya. We have a guest speaker from Newcastle. His Grace Bhakti Rasa Prabhu. He is quite senior, and he has kindly agreed to do this class on Sunday. Please make a note of it, and please do attend this wonderful Harikatha on Sunday. Hare Krishna.
Jai Nitai!
Jai Nitai! Hari Bol! Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.